What was the original idea?
I just wanted to do a film where I danced a lot.
Yeah.
That was it. You know, I like dance films a lot, and I don't think there's a dance film for an everyman.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make that film. You know, I like love the Step Up franchises, but it's not.
What's your favorite Step Up?
Two, The Streets.
Oh, awesome.
I don't think they're for me. You know, I think if I was in that film, I'd be like an old headmaster who kind of at first doesn't approve, but then at the end comes on and does some popping and locking. Maybe they give him like an 8-ball and he loosens up a bit.
What was so? Were you a salsa dancer before this, or did you have to learn?
No, not at all. I'd never danced. I'd never really danced before. I'd moved rhythmically to sound, but I don't think it's dancing. You know, this is dancing, I think. And yeah, it was a terrible shock to me after having the idea and then not telling anyone about it for 5 years because I was afraid that if I told someone about it, I might have to do it. And then day one of like an hour into training when I could see myself in the mirrors essentially dry humping the shit out of Latino culture, I just thought, wow, what an error, what a terrible error that you would tell anyone.
What made you decide salsa as opposed to crunking or some other form of dancing?
You know, I mean, there's scope for a crunking too, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was passionate and fiery, and you know, it was something that a guy and a girl did, and there had to be like a passionate. Tango was you know, it could have been tango, but I think there's a bigger salsa stroke, you know, Latin community than there is Argentinian community in England. Sadly, thanks to the Falklands War. A bit of politics there. It's not all about the comedy.
So did you get to train a lot with the rest of the cast in this, or were you guys all separate all the time?
Yeah, I trained for 5 months until the girls turned up.
Wow.
And then the girls did like 2.5 months. So I trained essentially for 6 or 7 hours a day, every day for 7 months.
Were you, so do you got salsa? Yeah. Do you got salsa now though? Can you tear up the dance floor?
No, I can, but I just, you know, I've done like bits after this, so I think a lot of the precise steps that I practice so much to learn have kind of gone, but what remains is a heart full of fire, which I should probably see my specialist about.
Word. But so you had the idea to do a dance movie. How did the rest of this come about? Did you want to do a romantic story, or could you have done like you're training underdog kids to win a competition?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted it to be an underdog story, you know. I remember coming out of Rocky 3 when I was a kid and having that feeling, you know, and I think I'd like this to do for salsa what Rocky did for boxing. You know, I think I just wanted to do a nice... It's funny when you do a nice film, a nice romantic film with dancing in it, because people, they kind of get suspicious of it, that there's like a robot punching a planet in half. People come out feeling, oh, what have they just seen? My heart feels kind of nice. What happened to me? You know, and that's why I wanted it just to be that, you know.
Yeah. Was the dance fight scene like a hand across the aisle? Like here's the Nick Frost we all know and love, the guy who can beat a robot to death with his hands.
Yeah. It was a little bit, you know. We wanted to get a bit of Bourne Identity in there, you know. And imagine if you could easily put box cutters in their hands and it would work instead of the furious moves.
What was the most furious move you had to do? Like, what was the hardest thing for you to pick up? Was there a dip or
in terms of dancing?
In terms of dancing?
All of it. Nothing. It never got easy. It never got to a point where, and I wish this could have happened, but they kind of unplug a big wire out of your head and your eyes flicker and you say, I know Pachanga. And then you've downloaded every dance available. You know, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not available yet.
No.
It's just not available. So, all of it. So, you know, you get to a point you think, oh, this is good, and then they kind of just put so much more on you. Yeah. And I think essentially, they were smashing me to pieces and building me back up again in the shape of pure salsa.
Well, that's part of what the genre is about. You know, you have an ego. You think you'll be able to pick this salsa thing right back up again where you left off, and you need to take a step back and build your self-confidence and relearn the basics. It's almost like a kung fu movie in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we've also thought of it as being a bit like Unbreakable, you know, like a
Yeah.
superhero origin movie.
That's awesome. So this is Cuban Fury too, and you're gonna be finding out. Yeah.
If there are genre fans in the audience, I'm just trying to reach out, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about Ian McShane. Now you needed to cast a great like role model or mentor. Was he down for this? It was like all salsa.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah.
He was, you know, we wanted like an alcoholic Miyagi-san, and he was my go-to guy. You know, I'd worked with Ian on Snow White, and he was amazing on that, and we kind of bonded, and it seemed to be the perfect fit for this man. And I think I phoned him up and said, "Hey Ian, do you wanna be in a film where you play like a salsa dancer?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And he hung up. I kind of looking at Naira saying, "I think he's gone. Ian? And yeah, he's gone.
What was one thing I love about this movie is that all the characters have a lot of dignity. Like even Chris O'Dowd is the bad guy. He's kind of like, oh, he's kind of a poor bastard at heart too. What was but you still get to do some of like the big comedy beats like shaving your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like, shaving your chest?
Oh, I'm not. You know, I shave my chest ad hoc. I'm not really bothered. You know, it's free. It grows back.
Yeah.
I once shaved. Do you know what the word slag means? It's just an English version of the word slut, essentially. I'm so sorry, I heard a lady there swoon slightly. I shaved the word slag into my chest to make Simon Pegg laugh. So, I don't know, it's there, it's just, you know, I don't pay for it, so I do what I want with it.
I've always been really hesitant myself. I'm a hair guy.
What's the worst that can happen?
Well, they say it'll grow back really thick. Is that true?
No, not really. It just grows back. I think it has like a shut-off valve, so it just gets to that level. But the worst thing is when you shave your chest at night, if it's really quiet, you can hear it growing. And it makes this noise. And you can hear it squeaking out of the pores.
So you've worked with Olivia Colman before, and she's wonderful, and she can really dance. It looked like she had some skills before. Is that true?
Yeah, she has got some mad skills on the dance floor, and she's also. That was the first time she'd ever swung a golf club, and I've tried to play golf for the past 10 years, and she just picked it up and looked so beautiful and easy at it that I kind of stopped playing. Fuck it, I'm not bothered.
Awesome. Let's open this up to some questions.
This lovely big fella threw his hand up in the air. No, not you.
Steve, thank you for making this movie.
Oh, thank you very much.
So I saw that Simon Pegg had a small cameo, and you guys always work together over the past few years. I mean, Cornetto trilogy is legendary. I mean, are you guys considering directing the film together?
Not together. I think we'd argue too much. I just would like to see what he does, and I think vice versa. You know, I'd like to direct him. I think he'd like to direct me, and you know, we're best mates. So. I will always be best mates with him, so he doesn't really care what we do outside of that, because we've always got that, you know. So, yes. A terrible ending. I feel like I've said something awful. Yes, lady with a keyboard. Sure. Go on.
You're going to direct a horror movie?
I've written a short, so I'm going to direct that. It's not like a proper movie, it's only a short. Stop arguing with me, it's a Q&A.
What kind of horror movie are we talking about here? What kind of horror movie are we talking about here?
Not the same.
Oh, no.
This man here. That's it, you.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could describe your perfect Sunday.
It's got to be roasted meats and Stella Artois, and then maybe watching a rugby game on telly, and then making love. Sweet, sweet love. Yes, lady right at the back.
Oh, how much fun was it to be the romantic lead? Because normally you're not the sexy guy. I always find you sexy, but
let's have someone else. No, go on.
How difficult was it to be the sexy lead guy? Because normally you're not the sexy guy, but You are the sexy guy. I find you attractive, but it must be different.
Don't backtrack. It's all right. The damage is done, really. It was easy, really easy. It just is what the character, it's what the film needed. Do you know what I mean? So it's just playing a role, and fortunately, in real life, I'm kind of hot. I'm a conundrum. I'm the X Factor. I'm unsure why, but they like me. Yes, sir. Oh, yes.
Are you ever going to continue space?
Get out! That was 13 fucking years ago. Yes. What? Yes, there is a big salsa scene in the UK. All those people you saw in the finale, in the end of the film, when the film ended and all those people were standing around, that was the Latin, that was the salsa scene in London. And I was fortunate enough to go dancing, not just training, but to dance a lot, in clubs and stuff. And I always found it kind of amazing that, London has 9-10 million people in it, and you turn up to a club which had 1,000 people, 1,000 Cubans in it. You think, where the fuck have you been? Where are you? Where do you live? And it's amazing to see that they just live and work, and then they all gather and dance, and it's a fantastic, beautiful thing, And I think as soon as they realised that I wasn't there to take the piss out of the thing they loved the most, and that it was essentially a homage to that, then they took me into them, and they fed me, both physically and emotionally, and sexually. Lovely big bear at the back.
What was your favorite film with you and Simon, and why? What did you?
I like them all. That's a really wishy-washy answer, but I like them all for different reasons. I think I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Paul, because me and Simon wrote it, and we loved doing that film, and we got to live in Santa Fe in New Mexico for kind of 6 months, and if you like Amber and Dreamcatchers, then there's nowhere better in the world. I love Amber and Dreamcatchers, so it's a perfect place for me. Now, listen, are you the gentleman that walked into the wall? Yeah, you are, aren't you? Okay, I won't say anything. I know, I saw that.
This week was the 10-year anniversary of Dawn of the Dead coming out.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, you meeting Simon was kind of a coincidence. Do you think where you would have been had you never met Simon or Edgar?
Dead or in prison. Peace.